Hello and welcome to the presentation on how to boost your online traffic through social media. Social media has become an important component of an organization's digital marketing strategy, so it needs special attention. So in this presentation, we'll look at some of these tactics and strategies that you could employ to increase online traffic to your overall digital properties using social media. So let's get started. So first of all, over the past few years, we have seen that the use of social media platforms has skyrocketed. That includes platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, WhatsApp, and Twitter, and many other platforms. So social media has become an essential component of an organization's digital marketing strategy. And that's obviously for an obvious reason, because there are more than 1 billion users who are actively engaged with social media platforms. Facebook alone has more than 1 billion registered users, so it definitely needs to be part of an organization's digital marketing strategy. The use of social media is also closely tied with mobile use, and we know over the years that the use of mobile phones and gadgets has skyrocketed, and the trend is continuously on the rise. So the use of social media accordingly is going to continue to keep going up. So an organization needs to pay close attention to that. So when it's done correctly, the use of social media boasts higher ROI for an organization. So we have to look at those strategies and tactics, as we will do a little later in the presentation. Different social media platforms have varying powerful features. So when combined together, social media can provide a major source for your online traffic. Now we'll look at some of the strategies for boosting social media traffic. The first point is about defining and setting up your profile. This essentially means that you take the time to define of who you are as an organization, what you have to offer, and how you want your brand to be perceived. Once you define all that, then you have to make sure that you reflect all that in words in your social media profile. And you want to make sure that you use the right words that would hopefully get you found when people are looking for you for those products or services on the social media platform. So the message here is take the time to define of who you are and ensure you set up your profile in terms of text and images properly on the social media platform. The second strategy has to do with refining and rebuilding your profile as your brand matures. This is a very important point. A lot of organizations make the mistake of defining the profile the first time when they build their social media profile, and then they never look back. A big mistake. You obviously, as time goes by and as your brand matures and as your organization matures, a lot of what you have to offer is going to change as well. So you want to make sure that all that is reflected in your profile as time goes by. Point number 3 has to do with promotion of your social media profile. Once you set up your profile, you want to make sure that you promote that profile using your other communication methods that you have established with your customers. So you could be sending out regular customer emails, or you could have a website where you have your products and services, or you could have a blog where you talk about your products and services. So you want to make sure that your social media profile is actively promoted on those external websites, through emails, through websites, through blogs, apps, and so on. That would allow visitors who arrive at those digital properties to come and visit your social media profile, which is set up separately. The fourth point has to do with defining your content and marketing strategy. This is a very important point, and it's a topic by itself. But this essentially means that as you start promoting content on social media, you have to first of all define of what kind of content you want to define, and what kind of content you want to promote on social media. That obviously depends on your audiences. You also want to define what formats are you going to use to distribute content. So it could include images, video graphics, animated videos, and so on. So you should be deciding on all that, and also of how you want your content to be distributed over social media. All that is should be part of the strategy, and some of that is covered later in the presentation. The fifth strategy has to do with promotion of your other digital properties. What this means is that you have to make sure that what you could be doing is you could promote your websites and blogs on your social media platform or social media profile. So you could, for example, post links to articles, uh, links to articles on your website on social media uh, platforms. So people who are visiting your social media profile on social media platform, they could click on those links and go external to the social media platforms and visit your websites. Point number 6 has to do with cross-pollinating other digital properties audiences. As time goes by, you would have specific audiences on your different digital properties. So you want to set up a system where your audiences on specific platforms visit the other digital properties that you have. So for example, posting a link of your blog or posting a link for your blog article or a link for products and services of your website on social media will allow your social media users to visit those digital properties and vice versa. So you want to set up a system where you could cross-pollinate audiences across your digital properties. Point number 7 has to do with participating with other social media brands. So within social media, your competition is actively engaged with their customers and visitors and fans. And what you want to do is you want to be commenting on topics that your competition, for example, or other brands are commenting on, so that this would make you visible with their customers, visitors, and fans. Point number 8 has to do with devising a user engagement strategy. There are a number of ways you can engage your users on social media. You could simply just post content, or you could, for example, have polls. You could send up surveys. You can ask questions. So there are a number of ways you can engage your users. So you should have a user engagement strategy, and you want to communicate that strategy to your employees to make sure that their way of engaging your users and visitors and customers is based on that strategy. Point number 9 has to do with creating engaging content such as video graphics, animations, etc. With past few years, there's been the trend of organizations creating a lot of engaging content to have the viral effects to attract more visitors and fans and so on. So your competition is obviously doing it, so you have to invest the time and effort to create engaging content. And there are a number of tools available now that could help you in devising that content. Point number 10 has to do with expanding the use of social media to other domains. So, for example, social commerce. So, for example, you could be selling products and services on your social media platform rather than just on your website. Or, for example, you could start offering customer service on your social media platform. So, you could explore using social media for other domains as well. Point number 11 has to do with using social media tools to facilitate the overall process. As you mature in the use of social media, you'll realize that your tasks are increasing. You have to schedule posts, you have to post content on other social media platforms, you have to monitor hashtags, you have to monitor your competitions, activities, and you have to listen to on social media channels essentially. So this whole thing can become really complex. So there are a number of social media tools available that can facilitate the overall process and make this whole thing efficient. So you want to make sure that you are investing in the right tools to make this whole process easier. Point number 12 is about building the right audience. As you engage with your users and visitors, one of your goals is that your content and services and products get shared so you can attract more visitors and fans. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on building the right audience with time. Point number 13 has to do with learning channel-specific features. We mentioned a number of social media channels that are available out there: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on. Each of those platforms have their own specific features and benefits, and that you could explore to grow your audiences and to engage your users. So make sure you are investing the time to learn those specific features for those platforms. Point number 14 is about promoting your brand using paid advertising on those specific social media channels. So Facebook, for example, has its own advertising system, and LinkedIn has its own, and Twitter has its own, and so on. So you could use and explore those paid advertising systems to grow your fan base and to expose your products and services and what your organization has to offer. The final strategy is about making sure that you're adjusting your overall social media strategy by relying on your metrics and insights. So for example, as you start posting content, you want to make sure you want a review of what content is getting more traction with your audiences, and based on what you see, you could change your content creation strategy. So you definitely want to make sure that you're constantly looking at metrics and deriving the right insights from those reports. With this, we have come to the end of the presentation. We hope you liked the presentation. Please remember that digiBizCourses.com brings training and consulting on various aspects of digital business. To stay up to date on future training content, please ensure to sign up on our website. Thank you.